Hey, good,
Hey,
Yuvi.
Avish. Okay, guys.
I
All
said, hi,
right.
Yuvi. How you doing, guys?
I'm
Oh, good, bro.
I'm good. Hey, I'll start with you, Avi, because I know you're putting dancing emojis with SA winning the first two ODIs against England, and well, that's great. So far, it's looking interesting in the third ODI. They're going at a run rate of 7.07 England, 185 for two. So what score do you think they're going to get to, Avi, England?
Probably 350 from there, or a little more than that. I mean, 170, 175 after 25 overs, you probably tend to double that. But it could be more. It could be more possible. But I mean, from a Proteas point of view, it's job done in the series. I think they were excellent in the first two games. I mean, what more can you say? I mean, winning Australia, winning England. I mean, this ODI side is really taking shape now. Really, really taking shape. I mean, if you look at Brevers and I mean Britska, I mean he's been, I mean the way he's
Hmm.
actually taken to international cricket and especially 50 over cricket has been amazing. I mean 550 plus
Hmm.
scores in five games, amazing. So yeah, Shukri is getting it right with the ODI side. I think they're building some really good momentum here. There's a lot of depth in the batting. I mean the bowling as well. Whoever's coming in is stepping up. So things are looking good at the ODI side at the moment.
Uh, Avi?
I'm with Avish on that. A lot of those points he made very, very valid. Um, I just want to highlight something. That last match,
Mhm.
5 runs, 5 runs short. Without Rivers going at a strike rate of over 200,
Hmm.
England win that match.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Probably. Yeah.
So, as much as Bretzka's innings was getting them, I think the match winner there was Brevis. And You know, it's long overdue. He's fine. They finally got it right. They've got him in the side, and he's winning the
Yeah.
matches.
Yeah, that's true actually. I'm trying to look at who they're playing today in the squad. They got okay, Markram, Rickleton, Timber, Bavuma, Britsky, Stubbs, Brevis, Mulder, Bosch, Keftiv. Okay, they have made a change. They got Cody Yusuf today. They should got Cody Yusuf playing. Okay, that's nice for him. I think they did a
There's
change
one thing.
today. Uh-huh.
There's one thing I'd like to highlight. Uh, a lot of things were said about Stubbs getting run out. Honestly, Stubbs was batting at a strike rate that was excessively low.
Hmm.
I'm surprised he's even playing in today's match after his recent performances. And so, as much as he threw his tantrum as he walked off the field, Brevis made the right decision staying on. He won them that match.
Mhm. Yeah. I guess it's more of an ego kind of thing, maybe. What do you think, Avi?
Yeah, I just think it was
I personally
miscommunication
think
in the middle. Miscommunication in the middle. But I agree with Yubi. I mean, Brevis is turning out to be the enforcer in the side for SA at the moment, just like how Klassen was. That finisher. And look, I think the more he plays, and I mean, there's still a long way till the 50 over World Cup. So I mean, by the time you get to the 50 over World Cup, this guy is going to be the finished article in ODI cricket. So he's having a great start. I mean, that's his job. His job is to take SA from 250 to 300 plus, and
Hmm.
he's doing it brilliantly. So I mean, Stubbs there is a role for him in this team. I think maybe I
Hmm.
think he can be the anchor in the middle. If SA lose a couple of wickets, I think he can rebuild with the guy that's actually building and batting quite quickly, which was Britska. Britska and Brevis, I think they've been the two superb players in the last couple of months for the Proteas in white ball cricket. So you got to watch out for those two guys. I think they the future. I mean, Mullah, he doesn't have a lot of time left in this limited oversight. So I mean, you never know if he wants to play with the next World Cup. So be it. But I think these two youngsters are going to take the side forward. So there is a place for Stubbs in the side. I think he can be
Hmm.
that anchor. I mean, if SA lose a couple of wickets, but another thing that's really impressed me is that opening partnership, Markram and Rickleton. I think Markram's best position really is opening the innings with the new ball. I think you see the best of Markram against the new ball. I think SA have probably messed around with him in terms of the batting order. And I know this happened to Gibbs in his career as well, where they pushed him down the order and it didn't really work out. So Markram is an opener. I mean, you saw it in the WTC final, you saw it in the ODI series so far. He gets his runs at the top of the order. He likes to take on the bowlers in that power play, and I think you got to keep him there. We know that Bavuma and the Rickleson experiment didn't work out, and we saw in the Champions Trophy as well. Both guys were like not batting at the intended strike rate. So I'm really impressed with that opening pair. I think they need to continue with them, and that probably is going to be the opening pair going forward now in the ODI setup.
I just have one question for you, Avish. Don't you think
Yeah,
there are far
sure.
better players than Tristan Stubbs warming the bench right now?
Look, I think Shukri backs Stubbs in the side, and
I think that's a mistake. I
kind
think
of
that's the
proved
point
it.
I'm making. He's making a
He's
mistake
kind
there.
of proved it. I think Dezozi had his opportunities, but he hasn't really like
No,
taken
I'm
it.
talking about I'm talking more about our teenage sensation.
Teenage.
Luandre.
Mm-hmm.
You see
I
the
would bring
tricky
him
thing
in
on
for
Luandre,
Stubbs.
right? Yeah,
I
no.
would bring him
He
in for
probably
Stubbs.
definitely has a future in the side. But the thing is with Luandre, I think they're trying to groom him more in the T20 setup because if you look at the ODI setup now, if you're going to play Luandre, I think the best position to play him is opening. And if you're going to open him now, where do you drop Rickleson and Markram? Because I think
You drop Rickleson
those
to where
two
Stubbs
guys,
is.
those two guys, you see the best of them when they open innings. And I don't think you need to mess around with anything that's working at the moment. But Luandre, they definitely is scope for him in the side, no doubt about it. And
I think
if you got a few, I think if
for
Stubbs
me the
doesn't perform, yeah,
the problem is Stubbs is not performing. That he got a 50, yes, but he took an age to make it.
I
I
think
can
he's kind
score a
of an
50 in that time.
accumulator. I think he's kind of an accumulator, UV, and then he can obviously once he's in, he can go big. So I mean, that's his role. That's the way he bats. Uh, the one thing in ODI cricket is you still got to play good cricket shots, and you still got to construct an innings. I mean, it's not like T20 where you see ball, you hit ball from the get go. There is a place for an anchor in the ODI side, but
But I've seen situations
Luandre
where
is not out of questioning for the side. I believe. I think if you got some guys in the middle order that don't really perform, I mean, the one guy that you can't drop at the moment is Matthew Britska. I mean, he's been amazing. So, I
no,
mean,
he's
if
got
you
to
look
be
at the
there.
likes of, I agree with you. I probably think that Stubbs and Luandre are probably fighting for the same spot in the team.
But I think my point is we saw it with Rassi. He scored too slowly and it put pressure on players down the order. And I think the same thing is going to happen with Stubbs.
Okay, but
I think
then
it's going to be difficult for. I think it's going to be difficult for Rassi to get back in the side, really. With what we've
No, I
seen
don't need
so
Rassi
far in
back in the
the,
side. I'm just
yeah,
thinking
you don't need
Stubbs
him
is
back
going to
in the
become
side.
another Rassi. That's my concern.
oh, oh gosh, controversial. But Yuvi, do you think SA is going to win 3-0, or do you think England's going to finally win one today?
No, with Rivers in that side, hell no. They're going to win 3-0. Yeah.
Okay, Avi?
I think if England gets past over 350, I think it's probably advantage England.
I agree.
But I really do hope the Proteas really make a good first of it because I think the one thing they need to work on, guys, and it's really important, is chasing. I think there is still a bit of a bit of work that they need in terms of chasing scores down, especially consistently and big scores. They need to be able to chase big scores because I mean, come World Cup time, you're not gonna get it have it your own way. You're gonna be able to. You're gonna need to chase those big totals. I mean, those 280s, 290s, 300 plus. So I think this is good. This is a good practice for the Proteas. And if they win the 3-0, wow, they've really exceeded expectations, big time.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
All right. All right. Okay, let's get to the tri-series, which has got UAE, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. So far, me and Avish have got the finalists, right? Afghanistan and Pakistan. But what have your thoughts been on the tournament so far, UV, before we get to the prediction of today's final?
Didn't I tell you Afghanistan's going to win this?
Well, they're playing today, so we can't really call that yet that they've won, but you can predict them to win.
They're going to win. They're going to win this. And they're probably going to win the Asia Cup as well.
Yeah, Ramba. Bold. I like it. Avi, do you concur with UV's sentiments?
No, I agree. I think Afghanistan got a real chance to win against Pakistan. I mean, we saw it in the last game as well. And let's get one thing straight here, guys. These are home conditions for Afghanistan. They play their cricket here in the UAE, so they are experts in terms of acclimatizing to the conditions and being able to bowl the right lengths on these kind of wickets. And I think Pakistan have played some good cricket as well, so in this tri series. I think UAE probably, it's been a bit of a lopsided kind of tri series. We expected that, but UAE they pushed. Was it Afghanistan or Pakistan? They pushed them quite
They
close
pushed
to one
both of
game.
them.
I think they lost by
They
5 runs.
pushed both of them.
Was it one of those games?
Yeah.
Both of them, right?
Yeah.
So
I think
UAE,
yeah.
UAE is definitely a team to watch out for the future, guys.
Yeah, they need more matches.
They need more matches, yes, against quality opposition. But getting back to today's game, is today the final, right?
Yes. Yes. It is the
I,
final today.
I think it's as 50-50 as a game as you can get, guys. I mean, Pakistan, they do have some match winners there, and conditions. So yeah, it's kind of 50-50. I'll probably say 55-45 in favor of Afghanistan, probably.
Wow.
If I acclimatize
Rashid
to the
Khan. Rashid Khan.
look at the home conditions. But let's be honest, Pakistan. This was Pakistan's home ground as well in the past, am I right?
Yep. When they used to play test matches and
So
all that, yeah.
they are quite used to these conditions as well. So it's going to be an even contest, eh? Really, really even contest.
I will go with Pakistan to win because I think it'll be more of an ego thing for them. They'll probably feel it's like two upcoming teams. If you can't win a tournament with these two teams, it'll be very bad for the ego. So I think they'll win it. But as you say, it'll be close.
It's going to be close. It's going to be really close.
But then I will say, UV, you were quite bullish on UAE, and had UAE had more killer instinct, they could have upset Pakistan in that first game. If you noticed, they played very well. And also they could have beaten Afghanistan in the last game. Pardon?
I must admit, I've always seen UAE as a very talented team. I think Avish hit the nail on it. They lack experience, but they're very talented, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, had they won those two games, this tournament could have been really full of masala, but it's okay. I think you were predicting UAE and Afghanistan to make the finals, which, to be polite, was really optimistic. And then me and Avi went with Afghanistan and Pakistan, which was more predictable. But so two of you are going for Afghanistan, and I'm going with Pakistan. So you all can laugh at me if I get it wrong.
Yeah, we know you want to become a slumber.
Pardon?
We know you want to become a slumber. We know you want to become a slumber.
No, man. It's too rigid, man. Too many prayers.
Well, either way, I mean, if you think about it, Pakistan, Afghanistan.
Yeah, that's true, eh? Yeah, that's
Either
true.
way.
Actually, yeah, I'm actually looking at it now. The Asia Cup actually starts on this coming Tuesday.
The 9th.
Yeah, and yep, and I'm actually trying to look at the table here. I want to see how they divided the two groups up here quickly. Sorry about that, guys. Trying to see why this table is taking a bit too long. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird looking. Okay. Well, either way, I'm just trying to check here. Oh yeah, this. Okay, Group A has got India, Oman, Pakistan, UAE. Predictable. Group B is Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Hong Kong, and Sri Lanka. Because it's pretty easy. Let's look at the Group A. It's predictable. We'll say India and Pakistan to go through for Group A. What about you, Avish?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Spare thought for Oman and what is it, Hong Kong, eh?
No, Hong Kong is in Group B. This is Group A. It's got India, Oman, Pakistan, and UAE.
Hey,
Okay.
you just never know, guys. You just never know. I'm hoping for some giant killers in this tournament. So, Group B looks very, very interesting. That's the group of death for me, guys. Which are
Okay.
so
Okay.
yeah. I mean, let's go India, Pakistan. Yeah, Group A.
Yuvi?
Yeah, I can't really see a giant killer there. I must be admit. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see India out, but yeah, I can't see it happening.
So you think India and Pakistan to go through Group A?
Yeah.
All right, let's go Group B. For me, it's not. I don't find it really the group of death unless Sri Lanka really don't bring their brains. I think it's Afghanistan and Sri Lanka to go through that group. I would have said Bangladesh, but Bangladesh are a bit of a weird team. So I'm going with Afghanistan and Sri Lanka for Group B. What about you, Yuvi?
Name the teams again, please.
So Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Hong Kong, and Sri Lanka.
Afghanistan, Hong Kong.
Yeah, Ramba. Avish, Avish loving a laugh there.
I concur with you said that. Definitely Afghanistan and Sri Lanka for me. Bangladesh, they don't really pitch up for this tournament. Unfortunately, we've seen Bangladesh over the years. So yeah, Afghanistan. I mean, Afghanistan are a better side than Bangladesh in T20 cricket. I mean, there's no denying that. So yeah, Afghanistan and Sri Lanka for me.
If Hong Kong make it through that Group B, then Sri Lanka and need to hide the head and shame in that group.
And
Along
then
with
people are
Bangladesh.
going to make a lot of money. People are going to make a lot of money.
I
So
think you
that's
gotta,
what I can say.
I think you got to
Yeah.
remember something. Sri
Mhm.
Lanka may look good in the tables right now, but they're not a strong side right now. They are
Oh,
not a strong side at the moment.
okay. All right. But then, Yuvi, who do you predict is going to make the finals out of this tournament?
Afghanistan, probably Afghanistan, India. Yeah.
And with who winning?
Afghanistan.
Okay. Avish?
Interesting, eh? Really, really interesting. I mean,
Mhm.
so if India top the group, so who they going to be playing? They're probably going to play Afghanistan. Eh?
Possibly.
Uh, I'm going with the India Pakistan final, guys. Bring it on.
Yeah.
Bring
Yeah.
it
I'm thinking
on.
of, yeah,
India
yeah, yeah.
Pakistan.
I'm thinking of
Bring
the
it
whole
on, guys.
I'm thinking of the whole romanticism of it because of that Operation Sindoor who go now bring politics into it. So India to beat
India
Pakistan in the
Pakistan,
finals
guys.
too.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
Yeah, yeah, India to beat Pakistan in the finals to avenge many political things. But let's not get into too much of political. India to win it here. So UV is going for
That,
Afghanistan.
that, that's that.
I mean, pardon?
Let's be honest here. Let's be
Uh-huh.
honest. I mean, we from the outside, that's going to be a heated game. The group stage is going to be a heated game, and if they do make the final, which I honestly think Pakistan and India are going to make the final. Something is telling me
Yeah,
this is going to be the
yeah,
final.
of course,
And what a
of
final
course.
that will be for the broadcasters. Sir.
I know. Yeah, yeah. All right. Okay, all right. Let's get to UV's suggested idea where we talk about the teams that are doing not too good, that are doing the wrong things in cricket. Hey, UV, you had brought up this topic 2 weeks ago.
Hmm.
So I'll let you start it off with India because you wanted to speak what India is doing wrong.
Oh, there's a few things. There's not enough
Uh-huh.
focus on pace. Um,
Mm-hmm.
they're calling medium pacers fast bowlers and playing them.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And it's basically that it's not getting them okay on in home conditions, Asian conditions. Yeah, they're gonna be world beaters, no doubt. Play
Mm-hmm.
in England, play in Australia, play in South Africa, you're gonna struggle. And to me, India are not doing the right things with regards to their bowling attack. Um, then I'm looking at their batting. Their batting's good. Don't get me wrong, but I think they're carrying a lot of age. They're carrying a lot
Mm-hmm.
of age right now, and that's the problem. I mean, I've recently been reading a lot about Rohit and Virat coming back into the ODI format, and I I get it. I get you want the experience. These are two amazing players. Let them walk already.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Surya Kumar Yadav. He's now your T20 captain. Come on,
Mm-hmm.
seriously. I get that he was overlooked for a long period of time, but it's time for him to go. And this is a problem for me. India's selection, and I'm coming back. People say that I'm hard against Ajit Agarkar, but it's because he makes some stupid decisions. You're not looking to the future of Indian cricket. The future, currently, it looks strong, no doubt. I agree with everybody. It looks strong currently. Do I think it's going to look strong 5 years from now? I don't think so.
Okay. If I have to add to that, I would say they also struggle with handling pressure and ICC knockouts. And another one I'd add in is that they over-reliance on star players in crunch games. Avish, do you have anything more to add to that list?
Yeah, I think Yogi made some good points there, man. Surya, I think he's going on age, man. I mean, what is his age now? 35. So I honestly, guys, I can only see him playing in the last tournament, which is next year, in the 2026 World Cup. But I think the contingency plan should actually start now for a successor in terms of captaincy for the India T20 side. And my pick, honestly, guys, I think they should give it to Abhishek.
Yeah. Okay. Avish, so which team would you like to mention next that's doing wrong things in cricket? I think you want to talk about South Africa.
I you know what? There's a lot of teams that haven't played a lot of cricket so far this year. I mean, the likes of New Zealand. I think I always give a lot of praise to New Zealand because if you look at their player pool, guys, compared to everyone else, they probably have the most limited player pool, and they are such an unassuming team that they always seem to, give up their best. And I just want to say something. You're talking about UV, India being really good in home conditions. But let's go back to last year, October, guys. They're coming off a 3-0 whitewash to New Zealand. I mean, who would have thought that would happen, guys? So I think India are kind of vulnerable at home now because let's be honest, they don't have Ashwin anymore. They've got Jadeja. That second spinner role, I think there's a few guys that probably are obviously jumping for that role. I think you've got Kuldeep, you've got Washington. I think Kuldeep is a better spinner than Washington, but Washington is a better batsman. He offers batting depth to this Indian side. So that's going to be the dilemma for India. I don't think India are going to be as that dominant at home as they were, in the Kohli era. That's my opinion.
I gotta say, I think Ravi Jadeja should be the second spinner. Kuldeep Yadav's a much better bowler.
Yeah, but I mean, Jadu offers so much of balance to this team. I mean, without Jadu in the side, there's no balance. Am I right, sir?
Yeah. He bats very well, and he feels very well.
His batting has really taken shape.
Even with him, there are other options. Washington Sundar's come along really well.
Yeah, I guess.
No, definitely.
But I was prefer having them both.
But Sir, I'm interested as to what kind of pitches India are going to prepare for the home test this year. Are they going to revert back to those rank turners where they got exposed last year? Or are they going to probably have a little bit of seam movement in those pitches? Because let me tell you something. If there's a bit of seam movement, I think it brings SA into the mix. Yeah.
But they don't have the bowlers to exploit seam movement. They've got Bumrah. That's it.
Nah, they're gonna go with spin. They'll probably prepare average pitches, but they won't prepare anything ridiculous like how they did against Australia at indoor. They'll prepare average pitches. If you remember against Australia, when they beat them 2-1, those two pitches were average. The third one was just ridiculous. The fourth one was really dead flat. So I think they'll probably go with the template of average pitches. Don't think they're gonna go with anything ridiculous.
Yeah, sure. I agree with UVA. I think the Indian bowling wasn't that good in the Test series, but I mean they bowled really well in that final day. But as a whole, I think they were there were quite a few holes in the bowling. I think I think pass. I don't think Bumrah had a really good series. I think for me, it was Siraj. Siraj was the guy that played all 5 tests, and obviously Prasid as well. Prasid bowled well in that final game as well. So I think the backup seamers for India are not that strong, guys.
Okay, all right. Okay, I'll go to the next team, which is Australia. My three issues with them are overconfidence, especially in subcontinent conditions. The next one is spin vulnerability on turning tracks, and the third one is player workload mismanagement leading to injuries. Who wants to add to that? Yuvi, you want to add to that? Sure.
I want to actually bring your attention to something. India A versus Australia A coming up. Test series.
Okay.
Shreyas Iyer likely to be the captain of India A. Very high likelihood the Wild Thing is going to be in the Australian lineup. And if that's the case, this is going to be interesting because I'm seeing the future of both countries getting a show here.
Cool.
The guys that should be playing for India and Australia right now, finally getting their chance to show what they can do.
Yeah, I guess it's a step in the right direction. But Yuvi, do you concur with those three that I mentioned regarding Australia?
Yeah, no, to a great degree, most definitely. Australia right now have serious issues. One of them is very similar to India, a reluctance to change from their tried and tested formula. That's a big problem because their bowling attack, and Avish might disagree with me, but it's aging. Their bowling attack's aging, seriously.
No, I totally agree with you there. Totally agree with you there.
They're skillful bowlers, don't get me wrong. They're amongst the most skillful bowlers in the world. I accept that. But Mitchell Starc was once the most feared pacer in international cricket. He doesn't have the pace anymore. You've got a guy that has that pace. You've actually got two of them, but they're not playing.
Okay. Avish, do you have anything to add into what me and Yuvi said regarding Australia's flaws?
Yeah, I do. I think Australia's biggest issue is the batting, guys. The batting. For starters, they don't have an opening pair that they can really knock down at the moment because I mean you got Khawaja there, Uzi. I think he's on his way out. Probably this is going to be the last series for him at home against England. The question is who are going to be the Australia's openers going forward, guys? Because I mean Constas, you gave him some chances, but he looked very very average in West Indies. He had a very poor series. That all-rounder role now. I mean, you got Cameron Green or you got Bo Webster. Who do you pick? I think Bo Webster's been pretty well so far, but there's possibly Cameron Green is coming back into the side. But I think this Australian batting lineup is very, very fragile at the moment, guys. I think teams can really exploit them in terms of their batting lineup because there's a lot of guys that are out of form, out of click. If you look at that top order, I mean, Steve Smith, he's still there. I mean, a superb player. But I think once you get past Smith, there's a lot of guys that are really, really out of form. Marnus, I mean, the jury is still out of opinion. I'm not sure. You guys think he's going to come back in this Australian side?
Possibly.
In time.
Possibly.
In time.
Yeah. Possibly.
So the biggest issue for Australia is the opening pair. They don't know who their opening pair is at the moment. They don't know who's going to partner with Khawaja. Because, I mean, Constas seems to be on his way out. They tried Marnus. That didn't work out. That backfired badly in the WTC final. So, who's the names in Australian cricket, Yuvi, that can obviously partner Uzi at the moment? Is there any names that you know of opening batters?
There's a lot of talent, but they won't get a look in. What's his name?
McSweeney.
McSweeney is not bad. What's his name? No. So there's a guy that plays for what's this team? The same team as Morris, man. He's an all-rounder. He opens the batting and he bowls first change. That would solve a lot of their problems, actually. Yeah.
I'm also hearing. I'm also hearing reports that Cummins could be could miss the Ashes. That's a big blow. That's a really big blow for Australia. I mean, Boland he's been pretty good, and I mean, whenever he's been given the opportunity in Australia, but I'm going to be interested to see what kind of pitches they prepare for the Ashes, because if it's going to be flat pitches, I think England are going to enjoy that big time.
Yeah, I think they're gonna.
I
But I
want to
think luckily
highlight,
for us.
I want to highlight on something that Avish said earlier. The two Australian all-round options. There's a third option that I think is better than both of them, but once again, I don't think you'll get a look in. Try Richardson.
Yeah.
Jai Richardson's an all-rounder. I thought he could only bowl.
Injuries,
He's a batsman as well.
Yuvi. I think look, I think he's a really good bowler. I think he's got
He's a good
serious
batsman
pace.
too.
The problem with
He's
Jai
a decent
Richardson is
batsman.
he's had an injury
Oh.
count, throughout his career. That's hampered him big time. He's kind of like it kind of reminds me of Ryan Harris, Yuvi. Ryan Harris had so many injuries. It was a miracle that he played so much of Test cricket for Australia.
No, he does get injured a lot, but it's been a while since he's had an injury now, and he just hasn't had a look in.
Okay.
Australia's tendency to hold
guys,
today.
I think what Yuvi just said. I think Australia got major problems after this Ashes. They got serious problems the next 4 or 5 years, because there's going to be a lot of veterans going to be leaving that side. I mean, come the next Ashes in England. I mean, that's going to be a totally new side that that's going to go up there. So Australia got major problems going forward in the next couple of years. Major problems, because they are probably one of the most aging sides going around at the moment.
I have a solution to them, though. I have a solution for them. Get rid of the entire selection committee. Bring in guys that are looking for fresh faces and not going to hold on to the aged. And you've got enough talent in your domestic setup to put a world beater side on that field. You do have it.
Okay. All right. Let's get to the next team, which is England. My 3 issues with them was test inconsistency. Baseball can be reckless at times. Lack of world-class spinners, and the third one is away performances, especially in Asia, often falter. What's your thoughts on that, Yuvi?
Overconfidence. That's their biggest problem. Overconfidence. They go out there thinking they're better than everybody else. They play the most ludicrous shots in the world. They lose wickets at a rate. And look, their bowling is something that's fairly impressive. I must admit, their stock of fast bowlers is among the best in the world right now. They've got good fast bowling resources. And they do back pace, which I appreciate. They're batting, similar to Australia. I worry about it. I worry about
England?
batting. Yeah.
I thought England's batting was actually pretty good in this series. Just that I felt that I think they let their bowlers down with the pitches they prepared. But anyway, that's a story for another time.
No, honestly, if you look at especially those ODI series that just went past, their batting suffered.
Oh, yeah. I think they jaded though. They play so much cricket though, so I can sympathize.
No, this is a team that has very little of those jaded players in it. That's the problem. England, from format to format, it's weird. It's just weird.
Avish?
One-dimensional team, I think, in terms of their batting. I think they try to go too hard sometimes, and I mean, you can't go hard on every kind of surface. I think sometimes they battle to find a balance between defense and attack. And look, they thrive on flat pitches, but as you said, subcontinent is a real challenge for them. Whenever the ball is moving around or it's spinning, I still think they've got major issues in terms of spin, guys. They haven't really conquered spin in overseas conditions. So yeah, I mean, one-dimensional. I think in terms of their bowling, they weren't too bad in the India series. I think the one guy that really impressed me is Yuvi was Josh Tongue. I think he's a real find for them. Josh Tongue. He's got some real pace. I think it was good to see Archer back. Good to see Archer, get some overs in because he's going to be really important for the Ashes. The one disappointment for me was probably Bashir. And you made a good point in terms of their spin. I don't think they have a really good spinner at the moment. There's a few guys in the county circuit. I mean, there's Rehan Ahmed that's knocking on the door. There's another guy. I don't know if you've heard about him. Chauhan. He's in the mix as well. I think he plays for Lancashire. So
Yes. Okay.
go have a look at him. I think he's also in the mix. So they don't really have a world-class spinner, and I think that's the bit of a problem for them going to Australia, because you need a decent spinner in Australia. I think they do have the pace to trouble Australia. I'll be honest with you guys. They do have the pace. Another guy that's probably didn't have the best of series was Cass. I thought he was a bit inconsistent as well. And then Chris Wokes, guys. I mean, Chris Wokes. I mean, what is the thinking behind having Chris Wokes in the team? I mean, this guy clearly he cannot bowl away from home. He's proved it.
Yeah.
So what's the point of having him in the setup if he can't bowl away from home?
You can bat a bit.
I think that the thinking was he is the most experienced bowler with Wood being injured. They kind of probably just went with experience. I think that's the only thing I can think of.
Do you think?
But
Do you think
coming
he
back
should,
to that-
play in the Ashes?
No. What I
go for
would do in
someone
the
else.
Ashes, this is what I'd like to see. Mark Wood, Jofra Archer, Josh Tang. 3 150-plus bowlers. I'd love to see it in the Ashes.
You know, when England won the Ashes in 2010, that is exactly what they went for. They went for high pace. They went for Preston. They went for Tremlett. Those guys really troubled Australia. Now, I like Mark Wood. Don't get me wrong. I like Mark Wood. The problem with Mark Wood is his body cannot take a 5-test series. So you've got to be very careful how you handle Mark Wood in terms of his bowling loads and stuff. That's the problem. But I do like Mark Wood. I think he can be a real weapon for Australia.
He can be like a Mitchell Johnson.
Another guy, I mean, Archer. Archer can give Australia a lot of problems, sir. He can give Australia a lot of problems.
Yeah,
the only guy that's probably a weakling there is Cass. I think Bryden Cass.
Yeah.
He needs to actually, get his act together.
Okay.
I think you're more likely. I think if you're going with 4 seamers, you're probably going more with Overton than you are with Cass. And what's his name? The captain as your 4th seamer?
Stokes.
Yeah. I think you're going that way.
Look, I think if Ben Stokes, if he plays all 5 tests, I think England got a real chance, guys. They got a real chance, because I think Stokes, I mean, he's that kind of player. I mean, he can impact with the bat and ball. But I've been so impressed with his bowling recently, guys. His bowling in the India series was superb. So he's the guy that can add balance to this. I think in terms of England's batting, I think their batting is pretty much settled. Their top 7, you can actually name it. What is it? Duckett, Crawley,
Root,
Root. Who's number 5?
Smith,
Brooke, Stokes, and Jamie Smith. Yeah. So their number 7 is pretty much settled. I think, guys, they have a much more settled batting lineup than Australia.
Yeah,
that's why I fancy England to do something in the Ashes. I'm not sure about winning it outright, but I think they can win a couple of tests, guys.
Yeah. All right.
No,
let's get to.
I guess.
Pardon?
Sorry. I know we keep interrupting. Okay. But it depends on Australia. If they go radical and they bring in real pace to battle the pace England bring, that could make things interesting. Because they've got the pace. They're just not using them.
Okay. All right. Let's get to Pakistan. I'll tell you my issue with them: unstable batting order, collapse prone, inconsistent fielding, dropped catches, misfields, off-field politics, and management issues hurt stability. I'll start with you, Yuvi. You concur with that?
The fact that they exist. Honestly, they've got serious pace once again, and they just don't play them at the same time. Their batting sucks, honestly. They've got some really talented players, but they just can't put performances together. And the politics, most definitely. I agree with most of what Sid said. The politics does play a huge role. But Pakistan, I don't know. I get frustrated when I think about that team.
Avish?
Administration. Administration and politics. That's Pakistan's biggest problem, guys. I think. I mean, I don't know how many coaches they've had in the last 5 years, but I think it's been
Countless.
a revolving thing with them. So, I mean, your guess is as good as mine as to how long Mike Hessen stays in this job as a Pakistan head coach. And kudos to him for taking this job. This is one of the toughest jobs in world cricket. So kudos to Mike Hessen for taking this job in the first place. Look, I think this is a talented side. The problem with them is consistency. And I think it's actually sad for world cricket that Pakistan are not the force that they were. It's really sad for world cricket in a way because we've got one less competitive team in the world at the moment.
All right, let's get to South Africa here. My issues with them are mental block in big tournaments, choking issue, although they did win the World Chess Championship. But then the other one is middle order fragility, lacking reliable finishes, talent drain due to contracts and overseas leagues. I'll start with you, Avish, on this one. Would you like to add to that list?
Kind of disagree with some of those points. I think since Coach Shukri took over, I think they're looking a lot more settled as a unit, especially in the test format. I think if you're looking at a side at the moment in test cricket that looks pretty much settled, I think SA ticks those boxes. There's a lot of teams that really don't know what the opening partnership is in terms of their bowling lineups. I think SA is probably the side that has quite a bit of depth at the moment. And I mean, you're talking about the mental blockage. I mean, they did overcome that in June. So, I mean, we only wait to see now in white ball tournaments. But I got full faith in Shukri, because I think the good thing about Shukri compared to the previous coaches is this is a guy that has many years experience in domestic cricket, and he's also coached all age groups in terms of the Proteas. So he knows these players. I mean, Shooks is a thinker of the game. And I think SA is probably one of the most settled sides in the world at the moment.
Yuvi?
No, I'm in agreement with that. Look, you know me. I'm usually very critical of South Africa, but I like a lot of what they've done recently. I do think Tristan Stubbs should take a hike. I kind of feel like there's a lot going on with regards to the bowling attack. I like their approach with their bowling. What's his name? That left arm seamer who's got a bit of pace about him.
Nandre Burger.
Mapaka. I like his inclusion. I would love to see an attack with him, Rabada, and Nokia going full tilt. I'd love to see that bowling attack. And look, I do think there's spin options. I know Keshav's achieved a lot in the game. He's still not my favorite player in the world. I'd like to see him take a hike as well. But mostly South Africa have made some good moves. For the most part, they're coming right. They finally got their heads on straight and put Brevis into the side in 2 formats. So yeah, and it's working. He's paying dividends. So South Africa, once again, with regards to the statements Sid made, I don't disagree with all of them. I think you make some good points. But to a great degree, they're solving a lot of their problems. They're on the mend, if you want to put it that way. They're solving a lot of those issues. So they headed in the right direction.
Okay, we'll get to New Zealand now. Over-dependence on Kane Williamson and senior core, limited talent pool compared to bigger nations, and death bowling sometimes leaks runs under pressure. I'll start with you, Yuvi, on that one.
To a degree, yes. There are a few other things, unfortunately. Them as well. They've got serious pace, but they don't use it. Their spin options are more containment than they are attacking, and they've got some really quality spinners. I'd like to see their spinners given more of an attacking role. I think that's what turned it against India in that series that they basically humiliated India in. And that's just it. But New Zealand are doing a lot of good things as well. If they change their mindset a bit and their approach, I think there's a lot that they can do right, and they could be world beaters, no doubt.
Avish?
Very competitive team. Very, very competitive team. I think they always try and give their best. Yeah, I mean, they've got the most limited talent pool in the game, and I mean, that's no fault of theirs in a way. I mean, it's just the demographics of the country. But I think the challenge for New Zealand now, guys, is winning away from home against big nations like the likes of. I mean, they've done it against India. I'd like to see how they go up against Australia. I'd like to see how they go up against England. If they do well in those
we're gonna
series,
see a
then
few.
I mean, this is a golden era for New Zealand cricket. So, I mean, if you look at them in ICC tournaments, they're always going to be there or thereabouts because they always seem to. I think that they're one of the sides that prepare so well for ICC tournaments, guys. And it kind of frustrates me at times as to how well they do, but they just get it done. They prepare really well for ICC tournaments. So yeah, I think I like to see them how they perform away from home because I think that's still a bit of a weakness for them. But Kane Williamson, yeah, still an important player for them. So I think if they once they lose their experience, it's going to be interesting to see who they get. Who's going to be the next guy that's going to be the next Kane Williamson in that team in terms of getting those massive runs going. But I think batting wise, it is a bit of a weakness for them once they lose the likes of Kane.
All right, let's get to Sri Lanka here. Frequent rebuilding with inconsistent selections, fitness issues keep key players out, and fielding standards below top-tier teams. Avish, do you concur with those three issues with Sri Lanka?
Yeah, I think with them, the problem with them, I think they don't really put much faith in their fast bowling. They kind of they kind of a very one-dimensional team as well in terms of they like to go with their spinners, but if they put a little bit more effort into their fast bowling, I think they could be a much more kind of a varied side. Yeah, inconsistency as well, sir. I think they're a very inconsistent side at times. I don't think they're as bad as Pakistan at the moment, but yeah, inconsistency is a big problem for them, and winning away from home as well, I think, is a major challenge for them.
Kiwi?
Well, before I go to Sri Lanka, I just want to make one more statement about New Zealand. Avish said we want to see them against stronger teams. Remember, New Zealand, Australia is coming up soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And okay, going on to Sri Lanka. 100% pace bowling. I mean, they've got the fastest bowler in the world, and he's not even getting a look.
They don't use him.
Yeah. That makes no sense.
All right, let's get to West Indies. Test cricket declined due to focus on T20 leagues, fitness and discipline concerns, administrative instability in the board. Yuvi, you want to add to that list?
Who are we talking about, yeah?
West Indies.
West Indies. I like West Indies. There's talent, poor administration, I agree fully. West Indies for a long time should have been the most dominant team in world cricket. They should have. There's no doubt. But the administration has let them down. There's no doubt. You look at the previous generation of West Indians. They had a team that could have beaten anybody on the park. But they just couldn't put it together. And the same is becoming obvious here. But once again, similar to South Africa, I'm seeing a lot of things being fixed slowly. A lot of things slowly being fixed. They're on the mend. They're getting better. And hopefully they start to see the results and they're more encouraged to make those sort of changes. I think West Indies could be a team that in about 5 years from now could be the number one team in the world in all formats.
Wow. I'd love to bet money on that. Avish, you can cover that?
I think the real romantic of the game will always think back at the 80s and early 90s West Indies side. I mean, that was peak West Indies, UV. I mean, Viv Richards, Gordon Greenidge, Desmond Haynes, Malcolm Marshall, and then you had Walsh and Ambrose coming in. Look, those days are long gone, guys. Long gone, and it's sad. It's really sad. Obviously, administration has been an absolute mess for West Indies for the last, I'd say, the last 30 years, Yuvi. If I'm being
Mm-hmm.
honest, the last 30 years have
20,
been
30, you're right.
it's been an absolute mess for the West Indies. I think after they lost to Australia in '95, I think the wins
That's when
started coming off. When they lost to
yeah,
Australia at
I
home
think
in '95, I think that was the first time the Windies lost a Test series in 20 years. So I mean, that is a Test side that we're talking about, a team that was so dominant against every nation in the world at that time. So I mean, those days are long gone, guys. Unfortunately, but it's nice to reminiscent about it. It's a real cricket romantic kind of thing. Great story. Uh, I think with them at the moment, currently, I think I saw a lot of good things with their bowling guys in that Australia series. Jaden Seals, for me, he's a real talent. If they can get their batting together, I think they can be a decent side. But their batting is an absolute shambles at the moment, especially in the test setup. They need to get their batting together because they seem to have no kind of batting in that series against Australia. The bowlers keep on bailing them out time and time again. And Australia were woeful as well. Let's be honest, they were really woeful with the batting as well.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
a very low
yeah,
scoring series. It was a strange
yeah.
series. It was a bowler series. The
Of
pitches were
course.
good for the bowlers, but I think the Windies bowling is looking a lot better in Test cricket at the moment. But it's the batting that really concerns me, big time.
Okay. All right. Let's get to Bangladesh. There's quite a list here, so you can just tell me if you agree with all of it. Heavy reliance on senior players like Shakib, Mushfiqur, and Tamim. Conservative white ball batting, timid power plays, death bowling and pace depth. Inconsistent injuries disrupt plans. Fielding lapses, drops, foreground fielding. Weakness overseas records, struggles in senior conditions. Frequent selections, changes, and unclear roles. Fitness and running between wickets remain concerned. Avish, you concur with all of that?
Yeah, I mean, guys, a team that's been 25 years in the international circuit and playing Test cricket. I think they've had some ups, but they've gone backwards quite a bit of times. I mean, if I look at last year, I think that series win in Pakistan was historic for them, guys. Let's be honest, it was an historic triumph for them. The problem with them, as you just said, is their conservative batting in white ball cricket. I mean, that is what gets them in trouble in tournaments. They seem to be so slow in terms of trying to get to a score. And yeah, it seems like teams like Afghanistan have overtaken them in terms of how to uh, when to accelerate the scoring rate and stuff. I think Bangladesh are playing limited overs cricket that's been like outdated for the last, I'd say, 20 plus years. They've been playing really outdated limited overs cricket. I don't know if you agree with me, Yovi.
I do. And firstly, my yawning is not you boring me, bro. I'm just tired.
Same here.
I said my
Same,
yawning
okay.
is not because I'm bored by what
Yeah,
Avish
yeah,
is
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
tired. No, I fully agree
Same,
with
man.
Avish on that.
Okay, all right,
It's
guys. If you're like tired, yeah. Okay, sorry.
so Bangladesh.
Mhm.
I look at them and I look at a team that has a lot of talent. Avish is 100% right. Their batting is sedate. For the amount of talent they have, their batting is incredibly sedate. And they have some decent seam bowlers. I mean, they have a few decent seam bowlers and some spinners that can turn the ball square. They just can't put performances together on the day. Like you said, 30 plus years in the international game and you still can't get it right. It's disappointing. Yeah.
Okay, Yuvi, I'm going to give you my quick solutions for India. Mental conditioning for ICC knockout pressure, smarter squad rotation to manage the stars, role clarity, anchor versus aggressor in crunch games. What's your thoughts on that, Yuvi, for India's solutions?
Good suggestions, no doubt. I have a few to add to that. Get rid of Ajit
Sure.
Agarkar and the rest of the selection committee. Secondly, make Shubman Gill captain in all formats. Thirdly, start prioritizing pace. I know you play in a country that doesn't have the quickest pitches. Yes, I accept that. But you're not only playing at home, you're touring just as much. And you've got to have those weapons when you do tour. And India, as much as we criticize the West Indian administration, India's administration isn't great. It's not great. There's an old boys club in Indian cricket, similar to what was going on in South Africa for quite a while. There's an old boys club in their cricket setup. And that old boys club dictates who gets a chance and who doesn't. That does not work. I'm sorry. It's time to make those changes.
I think a bit conservative in selection.
Yeah.
Especially in terms of the way they select their tournament sides and test teams. My question to you guys is, what is the next generation of Indian cricketers looking like? Because they've been blessed for the last 10, 15 years having great players, They should have won more. Let's be honest. I think they underachieved a bit. What is the next generation of Indian cricketers looking like?
Okay. Bowling attack. Bumrah, Mayank Yadav, Umran Malik, Prasidh Krishna. That's your seam attack. Spinners, Washington Sundar, and what's that guy in the T20 lineup? That guy in the T20 lineup?
Chakravarti.
Bishnoi. Yeah. I'm looking at batsmen to open. I'm looking at Yashasvi Jaiswal and Sharma. I'm looking at those two to open. I'm looking at number 3, Sai Sudarshan. I'm looking at number 4, Shubman Gill. I'm looking at number 5, Rishabh Pant. Rishabh is on his way out, so I'm thinking Jitesh Sharma is the obvious replacement. Yeah. I'm looking at number 6. I want to see Shivam Dube come in. I know he hasn't done the greatest job with the chances he's gotten, but that is a guy that can turn games on his head. And he gives you a bowling option. That's my thinking.
Okay, let's get. All right, let's go to Australia. My solutions for them would be workload management to prevent fatigue injuries, spin skill development for subcontinent tours, tactical balance between aggression and stability. What's your thought, Avish, on that?
Did we not speak about Australia earlier?
No, I'm just mentioning my solutions for them. Earlier, we were talking about their weaknesses. I'm talking about my solutions for them.
Yeah, so what's your solutions against it?
Workload management to prevent fatigue injuries, spin skill development for subcontinent tours, tactical balance between aggression and stability. Those are my solutions for them.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue for them going forward is definitely the batting. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a lot of talent coming up there in terms of the batting in first class, or probably it's down to the selectors, their reluctancy to give players an opportunity. And I think that's what South Africa are doing so well, guys. They're giving youngsters opportunities and they're taking it with both hands. Australia are probably a bit too conservative. They want to hang on to these aging players for as long as possible.
Okay.
So I think SA are probably doing things better than what Australia are doing at the moment.
What would be your solutions? Sure.
I agree with both of you, actually. Sid made some good points. Avish, I like what you said, dude. Hesitancy to make changes. And it's long overdue. India are seeing that, and they're a bit slower than South Africa to do it, but they're doing it slowly. South Africa have definitely done it a lot quicker. I like what's happening there. And I like that the West Indies are giving a few youngsters a chance. Yeah. So, I definitely feel
absolutely
100%. Yeah.
All right. I'll give you my solution quickly for England. Spin academies to produce quality spinners, overseas adaptability training, especially in Asia, situational clarity and bad ball approach. Those are my solutions for England. What are your thoughts, Yuvraajh, on that? For the solutions?
England, good points. Definitely good points. Their weakness is definitely against spin bowling. That's a given. And they need to develop a spinner, a decent spinner. As Avish said earlier, there's some decent talent in the domestic setup that need to be given a shot. And it's about time. I like their seam attack. Their seam attack looks really good. But once again, they've also got to kind of look at prioritizing. I know England is really great for swing bowling. I get that, but no matter how much you move the ball, a guy that's bowling like 10 k's an hour faster than you is more likely to get a wicket.
Okay. Avish? What's your
Yeah, I think
solution?
with them, it's just about getting a world-class spinner at the moment. They just don't have a quality spinner, and I think that's the one thing that's holding their attack back. They've got good seamers. Chris Wokes, I think slowly he's got to be, you know,
Sidelined.
shoved off this international circuit because I mean he's going on with age. But yeah, they need to look for a spinner because I think a spinner is going to be very crucial for them going to subcontinent, going to Australia because without a spinner, they look one-dimensional, and it showed in that Manchester test when Liam Dawson was absolutely ineffective against India.
All right, let me tell you my quick solutions for Pakistan. Mental toughness training to reduce collapses, fielding excellence programs, transparent administration, reduce politics, defined batting roles of openers, anchors, and finishers. You concur with those solutions, Yuvi, for Pakistan?
Yes, and I'd add one more. Start
Sure.
playing to your strengths. You've got really quick bowlers. Start using them.
True. Avish?
Oh man, consistency in selection. If you're gonna stick to a team, stick with them for 10, 15 plus games. Stop chopping and changing the side. This is not Premier League football, guys. Come on. You need to have stability in your team. And also, if you're gonna stick with this coach, you give him a 5-year contract.
Right.
Stop chopping and changing coaches because I think this is in a way that's also hurting Pakistan cricket. Because every time you get a new coach coming, they come with a new strategy. The players are totally confused because of what they were playing in the previous reign, and you know what strategies the new coach is implementing. So consistency in selection and consistency with regards to coaching, that needs to come right with Pakistan cricket at the moment.
Okay, my solution for South Africa sports psychology to overcome tournament choking, power hitting, and finishing training. Protect talent from leaving via better contracts. And my last one would be clear finishing, anchoring role, and batting order. Avish, you want to add to that?
Yeah, I think probably that's the only thing. I mean, SA are probably one team that's ticking most of the boxes so far. So the test arena, I think they've really done tremendously well in terms of winning the WTC final, guys. That was a big tick, and it was a good reward for long suffering fans of the Proteas that they got one over the line. Now I'm going to be interested to see how they perform in white ball tournaments. And yeah, I agree with you. They definitely need a finisher now with Klaasen being retired from international cricket. I think Brevis is that guy. He's confident, and I'm happy that Shooks gave him this run. With the Proteas, I think they pretty much have a settled unit at the moment, guys, and they're one of those sides that have a lot of depth coming through at the moment. So, yeah, those are the things that they probably need to just work on. But I got faith in Shukri. I think he's going to get it right.
Yuvi?
I agree with both of you. Just one change I'd make. Yuvraajh Pretorius. It's about time.
Sure.
I mean, they made Brevis break down the door. I hope they don't do that with him.
Okay, my solution for New Zealand is develop more desk over specialists, expand talent pool through A-team tours, and spread responsibility beyond Williamson and seniors. Yuvi?
Yeah, about right. I would like to see more emphasis on playing your wicket-taking bowlers rather than playing bowlers that just keep the runs down. Because I think there's too much emphasis on that containment rather than taking wickets. Whereas you have some really good wicket-taking options. The batting, yes, Williamson is that mainstay. If he's out, things do start to look a bit dodgy. And yeah, it's time to work on that. Yeah.
Okay, my solutions for Sri Lanka would be strict fitness regimes to reduce injury concerns, stable selection framework to guide young players, defined leadership and role clarity in rebuilding phase. Do you agree with those solutions, Avi?
I mean, guys, how long has Sri Lankan cricket been rebuilding? It's been like years now.
that's true. Actually, that's pretty sad.
I,
When you
I,
put it
I
like
think with
that.
Sri Lanka, guys, the biggest problem for them is ICC tournaments. They need to improve in ICC tournaments because when last have they made a playoff? It's been a long time, guys. They
Mm.
need to
Point.
start performing in ICC tournaments because I think if Sri Lanka start performing ICC tournaments, it makes the game stronger, guys. Let's be honest, because we keep on speaking about the same teams making the playoffs. So if Sri Lanka and Pakistan can start performing ICC tournaments, wouldn't it be more interesting, guys? Wouldn't it make for such a masala of a tournament?
I
Nice.
agree.
Yuvi, do
Mm.
you have anything more to add to that?
Yeah, I do actually. I want to look a little bit. I'm sorry, I'm going to go back a bit. Sri Lankan cricket back in the day, um, they were too dependent on their spinners. They were excessively dependent on the spinners. They had Chaminda Vas at one point, and then they had Lasith Malinga at another point. And two incredibly good seam bowlers, yes. Two different generations, as far as I can tell. I think they were. Um, and then I know they played a few matches together. I know that. But now they've got some guys that can bowl really quick and are really good wicket-taking bowlers. It's time to nurture that. It's time to get that pace attack. And I think Avish said it earlier as well. It's time to get that pace attack together. And yeah, the spinners will always be effective. I mean, Sri Lankan cricket does need to nurture that. But more importantly, one thing Sri Lankan cricket always had was batsmen that could fill a role with the ball.
Okay, all right. I'll tell you my quick solutions for West Indies fitness and discipline, benchmark, selection-based, administrative stability and long-term planning, balanced focus between T20 leagues and tests, defined batting depth, not only power hitters but anchors too. You concur with that, Avish?
Yeah, big time, man. I think they're losing a lot of players to T20 leagues, guys. You need to start paying your players better, man.
Yeah.
You need to look after your players. I mean, look at Puran. They've lost Nicholas Puran. I
Yeah.
mean, he was one of the great
Mhm.
T20 batters of the last, 5 years. And they just need to look after their players because I think a lot of players are going to be leaving because the West Indian cricket board is in such shambles. And yeah, I agree. When you talk about T20 and Test, you've got to find those Test match players that can improve your Test cricket at the moment. And also, uh, your T20 cricket must also be thriving as well at the same time. So it's all about finding that balance. So they need to really look for some good Test match cricketers. I think that's what's lacking at the moment, especially in their batting. They've been found wanting so many times in the batting.
Yuvi, do you have anything more to add for the solutions for
No,
West Indies cricket?
I agree with both of you. I just had one more thing. Bowl
Sure.
your 5 bowlers that can bowl over 150, bowl teams out for under 100 runs and start winning matches.
Okay, all right. We'll go to the last solution, which is for Bangladesh. Revamp batting order with role-based strategies, power play, aggressive finishes, specialist desk bowling and power hitting training, fitness standards, running between wickets and hydration, stable selection criteria, less chopping and changing, overseas boot camps in Senior conditions, tactical modernization, clarity in batting and bowling roles. Do you concur with all of that, Yuvi, for my solutions for Bangladesh?
Retire from international cricket. That's the best solution. Save us all the torment.
Interesting point you made there, sir. Interesting point. Power hitting. That's one thing they've been lacking for the last 25 years. They don't have any power hitters. So build some muscle, guys. Build some muscle. Get some biceps going. Get some power hitters. That is the biggest problem. Yeah, that's the biggest problem. Is the power hitting. They don't have power hitters. They need to look for power hitters. I mean, I don't know. Bangladesh have a T20 league, but it seems like that league is very poor in quality, Yuvi. That they can't find a single power hitter.
Nobody even talks about it. The BPL is something
Nobody even talks about it. So yeah, good point, sir. That's their biggest problem is power hitting because their side when you go to ICC tournaments, they cannot take their score from 250 to 330, 340. That's the biggest problem with Bangladesh. And in and in T20 cricket, they are a side that cannot take their score from 150 to 200. So yeah, power hitting is a very, very good point that you brought up there.
All right, guys, I think that's pretty much a wrap. I know we've gone on for 1 hour and 10 minutes. Thanks so much for your time,
Yeah.
guys, and I'll take
This
you
was
all
good,
next
man.
week. Yeah, man.
Thanks, guys. This was fun.
Cheers, man.
Yeah. Thank
Cheers,
you.
guys.
Ciao, man.
Cheers.
Bye.